In this video, I'll be showing you guys how to create a multi-dimensional array. So by multi, I'm only referring to a two-dimensional array. So the logic is the same for a two-dimensional array. If you only know how to do a two-dimensional array, you'll be able to do even a 100-dimensional array. I don't know what you'd be needing that for, but then the logic is the same. It's easier. Same for a two-dimensional array. So by creating a two-dimensional array, you also need to say the data type of the values or the data that your array will be storing. So in this case, our array will be storing integers. And so the name of our array will still be age again. And then the square brackets, this is where you say the number of elements that you'll be storing inside your array. In this case, we are going to leave it no. Since it's a two-dimensional array, we cannot leave it blank. Okay, wait. What's going on? Okay, fine. So this will be a 2x2 array. If it's a 2x2 array, you have to open two curly braces. Well, it's up to you. You can open two. Okay, let me just show you. You have to open two curly braces. Let me just open them for you so that you can see how I'm saying you should open them. So the two, okay, I need one last one that side. Okay, cool. So your two-dimensional arrays. So the first one, it's more like the columns of your arrays. So in this one, I'll be storing a 2 and a 4. And then you put a semicolon, and then you go to the second array, whereby you'd be storing a 8 and a 9. So now you have successfully created your 2x2 array, which has the value 2 and 4, and then has 8 and 9. So this is a two-dimensional array, and I'll use a loop just to show you that it is a two-dimensional array. So that, okay, no, but there's no need for that. But then, yeah, this is a two-dimensional array. So in the first column, you have this value. In the first row and in the first column, you have this value. And then in the first row, because this is still in the first row, but in the second column, we have a 4. Then again, in the second row, the first column, we have an 8. The second column, the second row, the second column, we have a 9. So that's how you can see how your array is being stored. So in order for you to print out a certain element of your array on the screen, the logic is the same as I said. You use the two square brackets, and then obviously you have to include the semicolon at the end. Okay, fine. Let's say we want to print out this element, this element, which is 2 in our array. So we know that this array, this element is in the 0 position. So this is more like your row, and this is more like your column. Okay, so this is in the 0 row and in the 0 column. So that will give us our element, which is 2. Let me just run that so that you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, here I slightly made a mistake. You're going to need just a comma, not a colon. Okay, and then it also says I made a mistake. Okay, which is more or less the same thing. Okay, let's run the code now and see if we now get our desired results. Okay, the thing did pop up. Okay, now as you can see that the program, it printed 2 to the screen. meaning that the element that is stored in the 0 position, which is in the 0 array, in the 0 row, and in the 0 column, it is indeed 2. Now let's try printing out the 8. So the 8 is stored in the second row. So this is the first row, this is the second row. So it's in the first row according to our indices of the array, or the what can I call this? Or the elements. So it's in the 0 position. It's in the first. How can I put this? It's in the first. Look, it's a bit tricky though, because it's in the second row, but then which is the first row? Because we're starting counting from 0. So yeah, that was a bit hard saying. But then it's in the 0 column still. I wish I could draw a diagram so that I can show you guys how arrays are stored. Because it's more like a table that has columns and rows. You get it? In our case, it's a 2 by 2, meaning that you'd have 2 columns and 2 rows. Okay, but then as with the columns, you start counting them from 0, meaning that the first column will have the position or the, not the element, but then, or the index 0. The second column will have the index 1, since we're starting to count from 0. And then as for the rows, it's the same thing again. The first row has the index 0. The second row has the index 1. So this, we're looking at the first row, which is our second row, and at the first element, which is our first column. Let's print this out and see if we are able to get the 8 that we're trying to print out to the screen. Okay, cool. As you can see that our program was able to print out 8 onto our screen. And so now you are able to create a multi-dimensional array, or a 2-dimensional array to be specific. So when trying to make a 3-dimensional array, it's the same thing. You just add another square brackets here, then you add the values. It's just simple. It's simple and straightforward. Okay, thank you for watching. Please like if this video was useful to you. Okay, thank you.